In this learning, we'll look at the components that make up the home page of your web screen. We'll learn how to navigate around these components. We'll open and close the screens that are used for tasks in Sage 300. And we'll look at customizing the home page and working with the widgets. Depending on the version of Sage 300 that you currently have, you will see a different view or navigation in your Sage 300 web screens. This view that we're looking at right now is for versions 2018.1 and higher. The difference that you'll see is going to be in your navigation menu, which in 2018.1 is on the left-hand side of the screen, and that's how you actually open your task windows in Accounts Payable, Accounts Receivable, Bank Services, etc. In prior versions, meaning versions 2016 or 2017, or even 2018 with no product update, you will see your navigation menu appear at the top of the page, and you will hover your mouse over the module and it will give the same information in the drop-down. One other item of note is in the older versions, instead of having a module name for bank services, common services, and tax services individually like we see here, you will see it under a menu header called More. And once you hover over the More icon, then it will drop down and open up your bank services, tax services, and common services for you to open up the windows. In 2018.1, just like the prior versions, we have our session date that we can change at any time once we're logged in. This differs from when you're opening up the classic desktop screens where you would change that session date before clicking the Log On button. Here, you will log in first and then click on the session date here to change your date as needed. The next field over is your name, who is currently logged in, and to sign out of the web screens, you could click on the down arrow and then click Sign Out, and that will take you back to the Sign On screen where the same person or a new person can then sign on. Moving over to the right, we have the company that's currently logged on, which is Sample Company Inc. If you hover over the Help icon, you'll see the Help options. And if you click on one of the categories, it opens up a different tab, which will allow you to navigate through and find the answer that you're looking for. And on the Help screen, you'll notice that you can move back to version 2017 or 16 and change your language if you have more than one language pack installed. Once you're done with Help, click on the X button and it takes you back to the home page of Sage 300. The last icon is the Tools icon, and what this does is it hides the toolbar. So this is your toolbar. If I click on it once, it will hide it. Click on it again, it exposes the toolbar. The toolbar is made up of your Windows Manager, which shows your screens that are currently open. Right now we have 0 open as it indicates. We've got our recently used windows, so this holds up to the last 10 windows that you've opened. So instead of going to the navigation menu on the left to open and find your window, you can come over here to the recently used windows to open the screen that you've used before. Next up is the report icon, and this will give you the ability to quickly find a report that has been added here by the folks with the proper security rights. Next up is your inquiry icon. Inquiries are something that we're adding as a new feature in the newer versions of the web screen, so in the future you may see a lot more. Right now we have 2 inquiries available. And all this does is it allows you to click on a template that is installed, and then you can change the filter information and it brings up a quick inquiry of your design. This will be built out further in future versions of your web screens. The last icon depends on whether you have this feature installed. This is your notes, and the notes allow you to attach notes to customers, vendors, or items. And by clicking on the Notes feature here, it opens up all of the notes for the system, and then you can filter, you can show notes, show the status, create a new if you have the option to do so. So that is your toolbar. And you'll notice that I have my inquiry page open. And I don't have on the page itself any way to close it out that you see. In the web screens, to close out your open task windows, you would actually use this window manager over here and hover your mouse over it and then find the open window that you want to close and click the X button. And that will close out your task window. To open up other windows, you'll want to navigate to your menu. And right now, for version 2018.1, we have a new menu that is down the left-hand side of the screen, and it's optimized to show just the icons, which gives you a little more real estate on your home page. If you like to be able to see the names and not have to move your mouse to the left to be able to know what it is, down here we have an icon that expands the menu permanently. So now when I click off the navigation menu, it will stay open with not only the icon but the name of the module. If at any point I do want to minimize this and just see the icons because I need a little more real estate, then I can just collapse the menu here and it will be collapsed until I move my mouse over the navigation menu. To open a screen, you would just move your mouse to the module that you're looking for, say Order Entry, and then find the sub-menu, say Order Entry Transactions. And then go to your screen that you'd like to open, say Order Entry. All right, so we have our Order Entry menu open, and one of the cool features of the web screens is if you're working a lot in Order Entry, that's your module that you're always in, you can short-click on these menus up here to get to other items under Order Entry Transactions. Right now we're on the Order Entry screen, but I can also open up Shipment Entry from this breadcrumb menu at the top. And now you'll notice in the Windows Manager on the right-hand side of the screen that I have two windows open. To close out my windows, I would just highlight the Window Manager and close the window that I want to close. At any point, if I need to get back to my desktop screen while I have Windows open, I can just click on the Home button here. And that will take me back to my home page, but as you'll notice on the right, I still have a window open. One of the cool features of the web screens is that you can add or customize your home page to see key performance indicators for your company. And every user that logs in has the ability to do this. This is called Widgets. So you would click on the Add Widgets in the top right corner, and you can have up to 6 widgets available on your home page at a time. To add a widget, just check the box and it will add the widget to the page. So let's add my 6. And close out my widgets. And say I want to move my top customers by billing over to my receivables aging. So I can just move my mouse until I see the little 4 arrows, click and hold and drag. That will move my widget over so that I can rearrange the home page if I need to. In the widgets, they have their own drop-down menu, and that gives you the ability to change or edit information, refresh the data, or close out the widget if you need to. To add it back, just go back to Add Widgets and find the item that you need and open it back. And then you can even put it back where it was. One other note is on older versions, say version 2016 or 2017, you will see Tax Services, Common Services, and Bank Services under a menu drop-down item called More, instead of having their own line item on the menu. And that is how you navigate around the web screen view.